All right, let's roll, let's roll, let's roll. Make sure this thing's rocking. There we go. All right, let's start up the recording. This is Winning Cures Everything. I'm your host, Gary Seegers. You can follow me on Twitter at GaryWCE. You can follow the show at Winning Cures. You can follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/Winning Cures Everything, or just check out winningcureseverything.com. Type it in your browser. Check that thing out. It's got everything you need to know about us. The rundown for today's show, we're talking about National Signing Day, and we're talking college basketball picks. Short show. Got a lot to do today. I'm running in here late. I apologize for that. I didn't have a whole lot of time to discuss all of the major topics, but we will be back tomorrow. We should have a little more time tomorrow. So let's go on and dive in. The show is brought to you by Tunica, Mississippi, the South's premier sports gambling destination. They've got 6 incredible sports books. You can go check out those and more information about them over at tunicatravel.com. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. If you're listening on the podcast, hit that subscribe button. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, whatever your favorite podcast app is, hit that subscribe button. Leave us a review. Leave some comments. Share the show out. Tell your buddies about us. Let's jump in. Let's talk about the 2019 football recruiting rankings. And I believe that this is final as of 4:15 on February the 6th on a Wednesday. Alabama is number 1. Number 2, Georgia. Number 3, Texas. Number 4, Texas A&M. Number 5, LSU. Number 6, Oklahoma. Number 7, Oregon. 8, Michigan. Number 9, Florida. Number 10, Clemson. Clemson with only 1 5-star, only 12 4-stars. They got 15 3-stars. This is what they do every year, which makes what Dabo is doing even more incredible, right? They develop their players probably better than anybody in the country. It's unbelievable what they do. Let's see, the SEC, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of the top 10, and then Auburn, Tennessee sitting at 11 and 12. So, 7 of the top 12 teams in the country from the SEC. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Let's talk about Ole Miss for a second. They got the kid Ely, the 5-star running back, or 4-star, depending on what service, number 57 player in the country. He is committed to Ole Miss. He's from Jackson, Mississippi, so it's not super surprising. What is surprising is that he may never suit up for Ole Miss. He is projected to be a first-round Major League Baseball draft pick. And they're promoting him at number 8, I think. They project him at number 8, which would be to the Texas Rangers. After what happened this year with Kyler Murray, there is no circumstance that I can foresee where a baseball team or a baseball franchise would allow one of their draft picks to play college football if he is not completely and 100% dedicated to playing baseball. Kyler Murray gets drafted first round. He says, I only want to play 1 year. Just give me 1 year and then I'll report. And now and I understand he won a Heisman Trophy, so it's a little bit different, but he wanted 1 year to be the starting quarterback at Oklahoma to go out and fulfill his dream or whatever. Ely's not going to have that. Like, he won't be playing baseball. If he goes to Ole Miss, he plays football and baseball. If he gets drafted first round, Major League Baseball, he's going straight into the minor league. He's getting a huge signing bonus, etc. But they are not giving him the same out that the A's gave Kyler Murray. It's just not going to happen. So I'm interested to see, because he is the top-rated player that Ole Miss has. I don't know what's going to happen after that. I don't know that he plays for Ole Miss this season. But we'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens. Alabama finished strong. They got 3 5-stars. Georgia got 5 5-stars. Alabama got 23 4-stars. They only signed 1 3-star prospect, and it was the number 1 kicker in the country. Georgia, a huge class again. Their overall points, 308.98 per 247. Alabama's was 317. Those are the only 2 teams in the country that broke 300. Texas is all the way down at 287, and they are number 3 in the country. A little bit surprising. A&M, 285, LSU, 284, Oklahoma, 279, et cetera, et cetera. This was the way that things finished was a lot different than what it looked like back in December. USC finished relatively strong. They are at number 20. But goodness, that is just an awful class for a program that is used to top 5, top 10 finishes, right? Not that it's helped them a whole lot, but, man, the coaching turnover and whatnot there really took it out on that program. Really took it out. Overall, I mean, fun day. There's not as much buzz for the February signing day as the December one now. And I don't know that anybody saw that coming. I thought that more big-time prospects would still wait until February, but I get the feeling that a lot of guys are just ready for the recruiting process to be done. And that way they sign in December. A lot of these guys go on and enroll. I mean, Alabama had 20-some-odd guys committed and signed in December, and 15 of them are already enrolled and on campus, going to class. Like, when I was in high school, I could not have even thought about doing that. Leaving a semester early to go on and go to college and start getting in the weight training program, like, these guys are basically professionals, and it happens everywhere, right? It happens all over the place now. The earlier you can get them into school, the easier it is. I mean, yeah, you see what happened, like, with Jalen Hurts, right? Jalen Hurts graduated in 2.5 years. I mean, that's crazy. A full football schedule, and you graduate in 2.5 years. I mean, it's nuts. So let's go on and jump off that. Let's jump into the college basketball picks. Went 4-3 last night, so back on the winning side of things. I got 7 of them for you again tonight. I've got 3 sides, and I got 4 totals. Let's fire away. First off, Baylor +3 at Texas. I don't understand how Baylor is the underdog. This line has not moved at all. But Baylor is on an absolute tear right now. Texas, they got the big win at home over Kansas. Kansas does not play well on the road. We all know that, right? I mean, they're now 1-6 on the road, I believe, because they lost at Texas, and then they lost last night at Kansas State. I'm telling you, Kansas on the road, not very good. Baylor, however, they have been tearing people apart. So I'm going Baylor +3 here. I like the little added fluff there with the +3. I'll probably sprinkle a little bit on the money line on that one. Maryland +2. I like them at I don't even remember who Minnesota or who Maryland's playing. Nebraska. They're playing at Nebraska. Maryland is a better basketball team than Nebraska. Nebraska lost one of their glue pieces and has not played with any confidence since then. I understand that they have a nice record at home, but Nebraska without Isaac is awful. Not awful, just not up to top-level Big Ten standards, and Maryland is a top-level Big Ten team. Maryland +2, again, I like the fluff of the 2 points. I'm also going to sprinkle some on the money line on that one. The last side of the night, I'm taking UC Santa Barbara -8.5 at home against UC Irvine. Santa Barbara, better basketball team, way better basketball team. -8.5. My line says it should be -12. So I got 3.5 points to play with there. I'm all over that one. Now, I'm going over 128 on Fordham against Massachusetts. It was at 132.5. It dropped 4.5 points today. My numbers say it should be around 134. Both of these teams have hit unders a lot here recently, and if you're just looking at that, then that's one thing, but they're hitting unders that are like 145 and 140 and stuff like that, not unders of 132. So the trend doesn't necessarily equal the points here. So I'm going over the 128. I'm going under 136.5 for VCU and George Washington. I think this could get a little bit lopsided. I think VCU could, not blow them out, but beat them by 10, 12, 14, something like that, roundabout. And if they do, I don't look for George Washington to score any more than like 50-some-odd points, right? 55, 54, 56, somewhere around there. So even at that point, if you've got like a 70-55 win, excuse me, then you're covering. You're good to go on that. I'm going over 125.5 for Southern Illinois and Missouri State. Again, the line dropped like 4.5 points today. 125.5. I mean, good gracious, you're talking 65-64 gets you the cover. Nothing. So, last one, I'm going under 157 for Nevada against Colorado State. Colorado State is not a good team. They do not score well, even if Nevada were to put up 70, 80 points, which they have not been scoring as well as of late, especially on the road. 157 is a lot of points, and I don't look for both of those teams to put up points. I'm going under 157 on that one. It has been a long day. I'm going home. I'll see you guys next week.